Hi, I'm Kurt Vincent. Welcome to the Saturday Show. This is one of those shows that we'd probably rather not be doing, but we feel like the public is going to need some information about the tornado storms that went through this last weekend. And there is a lot going on out there. Obviously, anybody who's gone through some of these communities, Elizabethtown, Bladenboro, Ammon area, they know what's kind of happened. Obviously, the news has been out there and telling you folks about the tornadoes and all the devastation and damage. With me today are two folks who can help us with some of that information. I have with me Bradley Kinlaw. He is the Emergency Management Director and Fire Marshal for Bladen County. And I have June Koenig. She is the Social Service Director for Bladen County. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you could come with us. We're going to start with you, June. You can tell us a little bit about the victim relief efforts that are going on in the county.
Okay, currently what we've been doing is accepting donations at Bladen Crisis Assistance, and folks have been going down there. The donations have been so tremendous and overwhelming that we are going to have to move locations, and currently the Department of Social Services is partnering with Bladen Crisis Assistance and United Way of Bladen County. We will have a victim relief site open at Dorman Motors starting next Tuesday from 10 to 6. We anticipate being there for about 3 weeks, and we'll be there Monday through Friday. And we are asking for all kinds of donations. What we are seeing right now is that we have limited clothing in large sizes, so we need large size women's clothing, 18 and up, ladies size shoes, 9 and up, as well as men's sizes, 2X and up. In addition, we also need cleaning supplies, non-perishables, basically household goods, anything that folks have that they can offer us, blankets, pillows. Many of our folks have lost absolutely everything, so they're having to start over. Undergarments is also especially needed. If you have items that you wish to donate, we would ask that you bring them to Dorman Motors beginning next Tuesday after about 10. We will have volunteers on site to help sort things and also help victims as they come in, select the items that they need. We are asking, we've had several folks ask us if we needed furniture. There are a number of folks who need furniture, but unfortunately right now they don't have anywhere to house that. So we would ask that you not bring any heavy furniture, but if you do have something that you would like to donate once someone's home is reestablished, we can certainly take names and get addresses and make arrangements to have the furniture picked up at a later point. Additionally, monetary donations are very important. And if anyone wants to make a monetary contribution, we're asking that those checks be made payable to Bladen Crisis Assistance. And we have a special fund. We want it targeted for tornado relief. And we're trying to help folks that have immediate needs that are unmet and there's no other money available.
Now, I know the first thing that people ask in situations like this, especially when they're making financial contributions, this money and these items stay in Bladen County, correct?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Bradley has composed a list of all of the victims here in the county. So we have everyone's address and are going to make certain that it's only the folks who were victimized that are the ones receiving any help, okay, be it monetary or material.
Right. Now, Bradley, give us a rundown as best you can. I know there's still estimations being made and some investigation going on in different parts of the county, but tell us a little bit about the damage that's out there. What exactly did we incur?
After the preliminary report that we got done by our building inspection office on Sunday morning, they of course looked at all destroyed homes and the homes that had major damage, and the guesstimate they gave us was around 3.7 million.
Okay.
And since then we've added several addresses to that list, and we're waiting now for a damage assessment report to come back that FEMA and the state officials did on Monday.
Okay. How many homes were involved as far as destroyed and major damage?
Right now, the best list we have has about 25 destroyed. A little over 130, I think, with some, moderate to major damage.
Okay, now these just homes or buildings of any kind?
Homes, buildings,
Okay.
hog farms, businesses, mobile homes.
Okay. Now I know we've also incurred had some deaths from these two storms that I guess came through on last Saturday. And I think the last total was 4.
4, that's
It
correct.
still stands at 4.
That's correct.
Okay. The major areas, I think, like I mentioned in the beginning, Elizabethtown, Ammon, and Bladenboro, those are pretty much the major centers at this point.
That's correct.
Now, these relief efforts, are they going to be primarily, these sites going to be in Elizabethtown for folks in any of those 3 areas?
Yes,
Okay.
we're opening up one central shop, and as a matter of fact, there was some efforts underway at West Bladen. We're going to consolidate their things with ours. And if folks have difficulty with transportation, if they'll just call the Department of Social Services, speak with someone in intake, we will certainly see what we can do to help them out there.
Okay. Now, Bradley, you mentioned FEMA. Have they been in town yet?
And like I said, they were here Monday.
Okay.
Doing a damage assessment to make sure we had the amount of damage that it takes to ask for a presidential or federal declaration,
Which we got.
which we did get,
Right.
very thankfully.
Right.
We were told on conference call this morning that FEMA will be here in a disaster recovery center on Saturday.
Okay.
Starting on Saturday, we have chosen the Power Mill and Agricultural Building to be that site, to be the disaster recovery center. We're now waiting on final confirmation that in fact is the facility that we're using.
Okay. What exactly is going on now throughout the county, now that a lot of the assessments being done? What is it that's happening out there now?
Right now, we're, major debris cleanup. The county has opened a debris site. State's picking stuff up off the right of way. The fire departments, the Red Cross, a lot of local agencies are out in the field, trying to help us take care of the needs of these victims, and they've done a great job.
Okay. Now, we've talked about buildings and homes destroyed and damaged, but I mean, there's even much more trees and power lines that have been down and all of that, and that's part of the big cleanup effort as well, I assume.
Exactly.
And I would also assume that you are going to urge folks to not do too much sightseeing in some of these areas, try and keep the areas as clear as possible.
Oh, certainly, and that's for the safety of the workers who are out on the street doing the debris cleanup or putting the power lines back up.
Right.
Their safety is number one. And
Now, back to FEMA again, June, we had talked earlier about the possibility of grants and things through FEMA, and what is your information as far as that goes?
I understand that nonprofit organizations, which being a government entity, we would classify as a nonprofit, we can actually apply for a grant through FEMA that would help folks with any unmet needs that they have. While I have not been able to yet get all the specifics on that, in talking with FEMA, they did stress to me that they encouraged everyone who had any damage whatsoever to apply, irregardless if they have insurance or not. You can do so by going on the website or to the local site once they get set up here.
Okay, great.
So at the point, if we are able to secure a grant, of course, we'll contact you guys and run it and try to get the word out to our citizens.
All right. Anything else that the folks need to know out there from either end of where you guys are working on it from?
definitely, now, if you're a victim, if you had damage of any kind, pick up the phone, 1-800-631-FEMA. Go ahead and get your application started.
Okay.
And as well, once we get confirmation that the Disaster Recovery Center will in fact be at the Powell Melvin Building, we'll certainly release that to everyone.
Okay.
And certainly just like from the onset of this Saturday to now, just tremendous job by the county agencies, fire rescue, law enforcement,
Absolutely.
and also the social services and other nonprofit volunteer organizations have just done an outstanding job.
And I think also we should commend our community, our citizens, civic groups. I mean, the response that we've gotten has just been overwhelming.
Right.
And as I hear victims tell stories of what a difference someone made serving a spaghetti plate to them at West Bladen, to taking them to their house to get shoes, I mean, it's just very, very
Right.
heartwarming.
It is nice to hear, along with the stories, the sad stories that you hear, but you also hear the stories of, folks just coming to help.
Absolutely.
Just lending a hand wherever they can, and there's lots of stories like that out there
Oh,
right now,
yes,
so that's good to
definitely.
know. I appreciate you both coming, and we certainly commend you all for the work you're doing and for the efforts that you're making. And anything that you have along the way, this is going to be an ongoing event for some time. Please be sure to share it with us, and our folks can watch the website and the newspaper for that information, and we'll be certainly posting it as fast as we get it.
Okay.
Thank you very much
All
for
right.
coming. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you for joining us on the Saturday show. Y'all have a good week.